It's Active Recovery Day. Let's get in there, do some stretching, do some mobility, and keep that habit of daily exercise going.
All right, gang, on your butts. We're going to start off with a bridge from the hands. So keep your shoulders kind of rolled back. Don't let them come up toward your ear. And we're just going to squeeze our butts and open up the hips. You may feel a little stretching through the front of your shoulder. That's great as well. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Get the glutes going, get the shoulders going. Now we're going to lift one hand. And then we're going to lift the other hand. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to lift one hand. Bridge up. So keep the integrity of your bridge strong. Keep lifting up nice and high, driving the hips up. Good, good, good. Just shifting from one arm to the other. If that's too much for you, feel free to stay on both hands. Now, if you can, we're going to add a reach up and overhead. So you're still bridging on one hand, and then you're reaching, twisting across your body, really reaching, feeling that stretch through the back of your shoulder and your lats. Still warming up the glutes, still opening up the hips. Good, keep squeezing. Good. Let's go about one more on each side. Hi-ya! After your last one, let's stand it up. All right, we're standing up for the single leg Romanian deadlift. Now, we're just working on our balance here. Remember, pivoting at the hip. So notice your knee. The knee shouldn't be traveling forward over the toes. Yeah, just pivoting on that hip and standing up. We're going to go 30 seconds per side. 30 on one side, 30 on the other. So we've got a few more here. It's not time to switch yet. I'll let you know when to switch. Don't get too angsty there. Keep your core tight. Abs stay turned on. Stand nice and tall when you're done. Good. And let's go one more. And then we'll switch legs. Good. Swip it up. Swip it up. Swip it up. Swap it up. That's what I was trying to say. It was midway between switch and swap. So I say a swip. Swip it up. You know, you get it right. Swip it up. Swip that. Swip that. Hey. Swip that. Hey. I'm just making stuff up now. But yeah, let's do a few more, and then we'll swip it up to the next one again. All right, let's rest. All right, y'all, let's get real squatty. We're going to get into this chair stretch. Working on the balance, working on a bit of external rotation of the hip. Yeah, so just cross the leg above the knee and sit down into it. Oi. Now, we're still doing dynamic warm-up, so no long static stretches. Dynamic stretches just kind of in and out. Find your in-range of motion. When you get into this, think about pressing your knee down towards the floor, opening that hip up while you squat. The lower you can squat, the more of a stretch you'll get. Because the more we take that hip into flexion, we're going to stretch that hip a bit more. That's perfect. Sink on in there. Yeah, get on in there. Get those hips warmed up. Whew. Good. Remember to breathe while you're moving. A lot of times we will hold our breath just because we're used to it. We kind of like fight or flight breathing up in the chest. Breathe deeply. Relax your body while you move here. We're just moving intentionally. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. All right. Let's switch it. All right, let's get moving a little bit. We're going to shuffle back and forth and then hit a squat at the end of your mat. So it's just kind of like a 1-2 squat, 1-2 squat. This is just a nice light movement, nothing too crazy. We're just getting the heart rate up a little bit, still warming those hips, knees, and ankles up. Yeah, and see if you can touch the ground. Just 1-2 squat. Now, are you bending over a ton at the hips? Try to drop your butt, keep your chest a little bit high. A lot of times we'll get lazy here and just bend over, but I want you to drop that ass. Get your butts to the floor. Yeah, and then get back up and shuffle to the side and then drop it and shuffle and then drop it. We got about 20 seconds left. Keep moving. This is a minute of this. I know you should be getting slightly winded. Your heart rate should be getting up a little bit and your blood should be pumping. That's really good. That's what we're here to do is warm up. You got about 5 seconds, and then we're going to go into the world's greatest stretch. All right, y'all, world's greatest stretch. Big step back and sink down into a deep lunge. Drop the elbow that's closest to your front leg, and then take that arm and reach up towards the ceiling, twisting your spine. Bring the hand back down, push back until your front leg is as straight as it can be, getting a nice stretch through the front hamstring. Come back into your lunge and then step back into a downward dog, pushing your armpits towards the floor. And then step your other leg up. Let's repeat it. Dropping the inside elbow. Take a big twist up. Hands down, push back into your back leg. Nice stretch to the front. Good. Back into your lunge, step it back to a downward dog. Now let's continue back and forth just like that, whatever speed. I speed up a little bit here, but feel free to go at your own pace. Again, just like a nice big step forward. Get deep in that lunge. Bring the front knee over the toes, sink your butt towards your heel, and then get a nice twist, dropping that elbow as close to the floor as you can. If you can touch the floor, great. We're just trying to twist that shoulder towards the floor, get that rotation through the spine, and then twist up, opening up the chest, opening up the shoulder, reaching for the ceiling, twisting towards that front knee. Now, as you put the hand back down and push up into kind of like that triangle pose, your front leg some of you who are very flexible, you'll be able to get your front leg straight. For most of us, though, it's just a nice stretch, but that knee will probably stay very bent. You're like, ooh, I can't move very far here. Cool. It's a good stretch for you to do. That's fine, right? So it's just, like, flexibility is all relative. It's like just like strength. Some people are very strong. Some people are very flexible. But meet yourself where you're at, right? And then for your down dog, really think about keeping the legs straight and pushing your fingertips up and away from you while you press your armpits towards the floor. Good. We got about 10 seconds left. This is probably our last one. Yes. Yes. Don't rush it. Great. Let's stand back up. All right, y'all. Let's swing the arms and swing the hips. So this is the one where we're trying to launch or failure to launch, where we're hinging at the hips, hinging at the knees, arms swing back, and then throwing the arms up, just like you're trying to lift off and jump up out of the room. But you're not actually lifting, just jumping. Yeah, just swinging and swinging and swinging. That's it. I really like this one. Gets the heart rate up a little bit, but it just really gets the shoulders moving, get the hips moving, get some air moving, just like, because it's really easy to breathe in this one. And then let's choppy. Add a little choppy. Yeah. Dropping in and then chopping up and across. Now this one, your chest stays a bit higher. Sometimes people still be like folding over and like hinging at the hip. But this one, your chest stays high. You're kind of squatting into it and then just twisting up and across. Switch sides. Last 10 seconds, we'll do this other side. But just drop and twist, still hinging at the hip, swinging the arms. Good. For 3, 2, 1, let's change it up. All right, y'all, let's start off just stepping and pulling up. Or just stepping in place, pulling, get a nice little quad stretch in. Now, do your best to kind of squeeze your butt and tuck your hips under. Try not to arch your back while you're doing this. You'll feel the difference in the quad where you're like, oof, oh, okay. I immediately feel that. Now, let's just do a little quick run in place. Just like kind of just a quicker dynamic stretch of the quad, keeping your knees side by side while you run in place, snapping the heels up. Good. And then we're going to switch to stepping up in front. So we're going to pull the knee to the chest. Yeah, get a nice little stretch through the glute. Good, just stepping back and forth, pulling up. Oh, I like it. I mean, this is a basic one, a little stretch the quad, stretch the glute. Nice little simple one, but, oldie but a goodie. Stepping, pulling the knee towards the chest. You know what? Let's throw a little run in there. Yeah, just last couple seconds for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get the hips. All right, y'all. Big hippity dippities, big hip circles, big sweeps up and around. Shout out to my man Jeff Sokol for he's the hippity dippity guy. I just like to use that. He's one of my coaches. But big sweeps up and around, getting that knee as high as it'll go. Bringing the knee up in front, swinging it out to the side, and that's it. Just kind of getting those hips warmed up. I don't know about y'all, but as a 40-year-old man, the hips get stiff. Those things, they just get real wound up and tight, and you're just like, what is going on? And let's switch it. We're taking it down. Dropping under, swooping across. Yeah. Just switching it back and forth, dropping and sweeping. I like to kind of sweep my hands across the floor, but again, just another angle of working on the hips. It's a really good, your hips affect your knees and affect your low back. So working on the hips is always a great return on investment. Now let's go to single leg hand walkouts. All right, hand walkouts from one leg. As always, you can do this on 2 legs, but I invite you to try it on 1 leg. You can roll your body up as you stand back up. Or we can do the full push-up. I think the next one I demonstrate a full push-up, just a little BAM! Oh, wee! That's not that impressive. I just got excited about it. It's just a push-up. But for some people, like a lot of clients that I get can't do one push-up, and it's like they can by 3 weeks later, they're like, we're definitely getting that first push-up. But good. And then let's switch legs, hit that other side. Good. And we're just walking it out. It's nice single leg dead. Walk it out. Keep your abs nice and tight, nice solid plank. I know this is like the most aggressive of the warm-ups because this is the last one. We're going to get into our core work next. Cool. Let's do one more hand walk out and then we'll get into some bear crawls. All right, y'all. From the quadruped or hands and knees position, we're going to elevate the knees and then tap one shoulder and tap the other. Your goal here is to keep the knees as low as possible, hovering over the floor, and then keeping the body from shifting side to side. Now here, I'm lifting one leg as I lift the other hand. That's an advanced option if you want it, but just prioritize table topping your back. For 3, 2, 1, switch. All right, flip it over for a hollow body hold. We're scooping the abs in, arms go up overhead, and legs lock out. Lock those legs out. Pack the shoulder blades. Low back is pressed into the floor. If you need to, lift the legs up to make it a little bit easier, but try to make a nice bowl or U shape with your body. Just really holding onto the abs, trying not to let your lower back arch whatsoever. Yeah, holding on there, holding on. And let's stay in this position. All right, let's bring the hands under the butt, and then we're going to kick the legs, little swimmers. We're just going to take them down, lift them back up. Yeah, little kicks, little kicks, little kicks. Keep your legs as straight as possible. Don't let those knees bend. Yep. Stay scooped in, just like with the hollow body hold. So we're kind of still hollow body holding, but we've got the hands under the butt. If you want to make these harder, feel free to take the arms overhead, just like the hollow body hold, while you swim the feet up and down. Okay? For 3, 2, 1, we're going to flip over to a side plank. All right, from the side plank, this one I learned is called a Muay Thai side plank. So you're going to bring the knee up and bring the elbow down. If you need to, drop to your knee and go from there. That does make it a little bit more easier. More easy, not more easier. Grammar, thank you. Okay, and we're driving the knee up and in. Good. Yeah, from the knee, it's going to be a bit more hip dominant on the bottom leg. Your obliques are still involved, but it's not going to be as much oblique work. Good. Let's switch sides. Flip it over. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. We do on the other side. Again, if you can, go from the feet or go from the knees. Like going from the feet, though, it does demand a bit more out of your body because you're holding up more of your body weight. For me, I feel it a lot more in the obliques. But oftentimes when I'm trying to train my weak little hips, like my hips are very, very temperamental, I will go from the knee just because I want more of that hip abduction work. Let's keep going for about 5 more seconds. And then we are going to go back on our backs. Good. Flip it over to your back. All right, reverse crunches. Let's go ahead, hands on the floor. And remember, we're crunching up from the bottom. Normal crunches, you're crunching down from the top. So you're curling your spine down from the top using your rectus abdominis muscles. This one, you're crunching up from the bottom. Same motion, but you're pulling the tailbone up off the floor, crunching the pelvis up towards the ribs. We got about 10 seconds left, and we're going to go to a bicycle crunch. But keep going. This nice little 30 seconds. Yeah, for 3, 2, 1. Let's hit some bicycle crunches. All right, hands to the side of your head, and we're twisting the torso from side to side, elbows trying to meet the knees while the legs chop up and down. Now, the long leg bicycle crunch is a tough iteration of the bicycle crunch. If you need to, bend the knees, and you're kind of pedaling your feet. That's why it's called the bicycle crunch, right? Because you're pedaling the feet out and in. This variation of it is just a bit tougher because you're lifting those long legs up while you pedal. Good. Keep going. Keep going. And then grab your pillow. We're going to go dead bugs next. All right, pillow is not necessary, but it does help. Don't worry if you don't have it yet. You can grab it for the second round. But remember, you're pressing your knee up into it. And if you don't have the pillow, just press your knee up into your hand while the other side goes long. Try to take it out long, but keep, just like with the hollow body hold. This is very, very similar to a hollow body hold. Same energy here. We're just moving the limbs. The hollow body hold, your limbs don't move, right? But this one, the limbs do move because we're trying to teach you to stabilize your core while the limbs are moving, i.e. lifting. Good. Let's do one more and then redo it. All right. Knee tuck planks. We're in the plank position and we're going to tuck the knees in and shoot them back out. As always, if this is too high impact for you, feel free to step the knees in and then step them back out. Okay. Do your best to keep your shoulders stacked right over your hands, meaning don't let your body kind of shift back away where your shoulders are behind your hands and your weight's all in your feet. You want the shoulders right over the hands and the feet are very light while you're hopping up and in. So really loading up that plank. For 3, 2, 1, rest. All right. Regular ass crunch, but with a little twist. This is a rope climb crunch. Feet are on the floor and you're reaching up and across your body. I try to imagine a rope hanging right above my opposite knee. And as I crunch up, I'm crunching up and across, reaching towards the opposite knee. Squeezing the obliques, squeezing like the rectus abdominis or the six-pack muscles are the prime movers here. But as we reach to the side, we're getting those obliques moving too, which I really like this one. 3, 2, 1. Let's take it from the top. All right, back at it again. Let's go ahead and prop it up, hover those knees, and then tap in the shoulders. See how slow you can tap the shoulders instead of like, hacha, 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 like quickly tapping your shoulders. See if you can like take it like 1001, nice and slow. Again, we are prioritizing that tabletop of a back. Think about a glass of water on your back while you like tap and tap and tap. Okay? All right, let's flip it over for hollow holds. All right, you know what it is. Let's go ahead and take those arms up. Ka, bow. Lock those legs out. Pull your shoulders back and down and scoop those abs in. Think about the pelvis and the ribs, those 2 points, and just pin them together. Use your abs to keep those ribs and hips squeezed and just tied together and hold it nice and tight. You got 5 seconds and we're going to go into our swimmers. Get some more abs. Okay, hands on your butt. While you're there, let's go ahead, kick those legs. Now again, you can hollow hold it. That's what I think about here is pulling the rib cage down, pulling the hips up, and then now we're just moving it. Extra credit if you want to take the arms overhead and do swimmers from the hollow body hold position. Extra credit only if you want to. But again, keep your legs straight, swim them down, swim them up. If you feel any pressure in your low back at all, don't take the legs super low. Take them as low as you can without pain in the low back. In 3 seconds, we're going to flip over to the side plank. All right, back up to this side plank. Now, when your knee comes in, your hip is going to want to drop. Really drive up, kind of keep that hip nice and high. Again, if you want to, go from the knee. Now, that top leg, see if you can also abduct it or pull it away from the body. So kick that top leg nice and high. If you can, squeeze your quad as you kick out, just getting nice and long, reaching long, and then pulling everything together, squeezing your abs on that top side while the bottom side works, and switch it up, other side. All right, you know what to do. Take it up, hold it. Think about, we talk about stitching the ribs and the hips together when we do like the hollow body holds. Think about stitching your ribs and hips together on the bottom side of your body. So the side that's, using to support your body, stitch those two together, really squeeze that side. Pull your bottom shoulder back and down and just enjoy the burn. Enjoy it. Like these feel great. You love them. We got 5 seconds to go. Hang in there. We're going to flip over to the back next for reverse crunches. All right. You know what to do. Like this is about the time where your abs are going to start like really burning. We've done through everything one time. We're halfway through again. And now you're doing these little reverse crunches and your abs they're probably talking to you right about now. But just because they're burning doesn't mean you can't keep moving. Both and, not either or, both and. They're burning and I'm going to keep moving. And as we go into these bicycle crunches, do your best to keep moving. You got 3, 2, 1. Let's switch. Again, bicycle crunch regular if the long leg gets too tough. And like I said, at this part of the workout, this might be getting too tough. These are pretty nasty. So feel free to do your bicycle crunch either way. But if you can, again, push past your comfort zone. That's where we find growth, is in discomfort. No one ever grew when they were comfortable. I mean, you might grow like sideways and grow round, but being comfortable, you're not going to find growth. And rest. All right, grab your pad again if you can, or just press your hand into your knee. And we got the resisted dead bug. Let's get it. Good. Pressing in. Now, if your neck gets tired during this, I usually start crunched up, just kind of really engaging the abs. But if my neck gets tired, you can rest your head and still keep your abs engaged here. So like my neck does get tired during this one, so I will rest my head. But as long as you don't let the lower back arch when the head goes back down, you're doing just fine. Okay? For 3, 2, 1, flip it over for planks. All right, let's fire those knees up and in. You got your nice solid plank. And with any of these, these adapted planks, if you're getting to a point where you're just like completely rocked, you're super tired, just hold the plank. Okay? If you can't suck the knees, just hold a plank. But I do encourage you to keep moving. This one isn't terribly hard, so you should be able to keep going. I know that like I said, it's tiring, it's burning. That's what we're here for, to push past your comfort zone and get you working. Rest. All right, y'all, let's finish with this rope climb crunch. This is it. This is the last one. Let's knock these out. Just squeeze those abs. Squeeze them. Now, I know you want to see that 6-pack, but let's build the 6-pack underneath whatever you got going on. I know I got a 6-pack underneath all my business there in the front, but it's all about nutrition. That's what seeing your abs is about. It's all about nutrition. But while we are here right now, let's build those abs for 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, the Sphinx stretch. We're just pressing up and down. Squeeze your butt to press your hips into the floor. And then you're drawing your shoulder blades down your back away from your ears while you press the floor away. Lift your head at the top. And as you go, think about breathing like this, breathing in the way down, and then exhale as you press up. Good. Breathing in the way down, exhale on the way up. Keep your hips on the floor. Again, squeeze your butt, press your hips into the floor. Don't worry about how high you're lifting. Just feel that nice stretch through the low back. Good. Keep going. We've got about 15 seconds here. Unlike the ab section, we've got a full minute on each of these stretching and mobility exercises, so no big rush. Great. And we're going to switch to down dogs next. So you're up in that plank position, and then just push back. Yeah, that's it. So you're pushing your fingertips and your hands up and away from you. Your armpits are pressing towards the ground. Legs are staying long, your butt's going up in the air. Now I'm kind of doing, if you're watching the screen right now, I'm doing like a little fancy roll up. But you don't have to. You can just push back and forth. And also, let's add in a little bit, once you get back there, a little bit of pump in the knees. So you're bending your left leg, bending your right leg, just kind of massaging those ankles a little bit. Yeah, back and forth. Let's do a couple more. We've got about 20 seconds to go here. Just pushing back. Breathing in that down dog position. And while you're pushed back, the armpits are pressed towards the floor. Think about pulling your shoulder blades down your back towards your bum. Yeah. Good. And let's do one more. Nice. All right, y'all. Bring it to a standing position, and we're just going to roll the shoulders up and around here. You don't have to make weird faces like I'm doing. It just helps, I don't know. My shoulders get really stiff sometimes, and it feels so good. And or good, bad, just tight. And then let's switch directions. Roll your shoulders the front way. Remember to breathe. Yeah, I've got a broken collarbone on one side and a dislocated shoulder, multiple dislocations with surgery on the other, so my shoulders get real creaky. Good, let's go ahead and do what I'm doing. Just follow along. See what I'm doing? So yeah, my shoulders get hella creaky. So this like moving the shoulder movement feels good. Like when your body stiffens up, whether you've had injuries or not, or you're just getting old, like shit feels good when you move it, you know? So just keep moving your body no matter what. That's what we're here to do. Cool? Good. Let's take it to the floor. All right. We're on your bum. We've got the 90-90 hip rotations. This is probably one of my favorite hip movements. I was just talking about my shoulders being jacked up. My hips are jacked up too. As of right now, like I can't run. My hamstrings, there's something with my left hamstring, and my hips are just very, very, I don't know how they got that way. Very dysfunctional though. These, hands down, are one of the movements that help me open up my hips a ton. Like these help me continue to be able to lift weights. Even though I can't run right now, I'm working on the rehab, but this daily exercise helps my hips tremendously, and it should help yours too. It's a great exercise to work on the rotation of the hips. Our hips do need to rotate. We don't notice it when we're going through flexion and extension of the hips, but the femur, it's a ball and socket joint. It does rotate inside the pelvis quite a bit. Good. We got one more. Then we're going to add a pigeon pose to this 90-90. So what the pigeon pose is you're going to take your back leg out and then just lean forward into that front leg. Yeah. And then we pull the back knee in, hit your 90-90 switch, and then lean forward into your front. Well, kick the leg out, sorry. And then lean forward into your front leg. Yeah. Decent. But yeah, like if you have back, you know, a lot of us, I meet a lot of people that, like anywhere, like people that are 23 and up start having knee and back pain. A lot of times that can originate from your hips, because your hip is directly connected to what? Your lower back. And then your hips, like going down the chain, they're directly connected to your knees. So, and your knees can be a victim of your ankle and feet or the hips. You never know which way, you know. But oftentimes the healthier your hips are, the healthier your lower back and your knees are, or they have the capacity to be. So work on your hips, kids. That's my message of the day. Okay. Let's go up to a kneeling position. All right, tuck the hips under, and we're going to rock back and forth. The kneeling hip opener, great for opening those hips. Good. Again, talking about hips. Got to keep those hips healthy, you know? But really, in this one, pelvic tuck it up and under, and then rock it back and forth. Arms are optional. If you want to add the arms, feel free to, sweeping it up. Just keep the pelvis tucked under. Keep your abs engaged. Think about your hollow body hold, right? Yeah, just scooping it back and forth. Remember to breathe. Let's switch sides. Reset. And let's do it again. You're just really trying to trail that back leg back behind you while you rock back and forth. Maintaining your core integrity. Maintaining your posture while you rock back and forth. Good. We got about 7 seconds to go. If you want to add the arms, feel free to. Good. And rest. All right. Let's sit with the legs nice and wide. Walk your hand inside your thigh. Turn your chest towards your opposite leg. And then slide down. Nice big breath. With every exhale, try to relax into this stretch a little bit more. Your top arm, it may look like it's reaching towards the ceiling. If you can, try to reach it towards your toes so both arms are going the same way. I looked pretty flexible this day. Most day, I did this stretch earlier today, actually, and my top arm was like straight up at the ceiling because that shoulder was not stretching whatsoever. So some days are better than others. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Like, so don't compare to this. You're like, wow, dude, like this guy's kind of good at that. Actually, yeah, look at this side. This is more accurate to my day-to-day. Some days it's good. Some days I'm just like feeling bendy or have warmed up. It feels great. Some days it's like this arm's like straight up overhead because, you know, but it's all good. Whatever works for you. All right, y'all. Transition. Stand it up. All right. Let's go ahead and grab the foot, pull the ribs down, and then draw that leg back. Remember your hollow hold while we're doing this stretch, right? Try not to arch the low back. It really, what it does is changes the position of the pelvis. Usually what we'll do is we'll arch our low backs, our pelvis will tip forward, and then we don't really get to lengthen that quad out as much because the pelvis gives it a little space by tipping forward. So when you hollow out your body, pulling the ribs down, pull the pelvis up, pulling it up away from the knee creates more distance, and it kind of gives you a bit more of a stretch. Now let's kick one leg out, hinge your hips back, and reach down for that toe, flexing your toes up towards your shin. This should be a nice hamstring and calf stretch. Go ahead and switch sides. Let's do the other side. Remember to breathe deeply while you're going. Terrific. All right, we're going to lay it back down. You're going to go up into a bridge, tuck both arms underneath you, kind of cross them behind your back. Shoulders are pinned back and together, so the back of your shoulders are on the floor, and then you're going to start to lower your hips down, effectively internally rotating your arms. So if you're all the way down to the floor, notice if the backs of your shoulders are popped up off the floor. We want to keep the backs of the shoulders on the floor and then lightly drop the hips down lightly. If you notice, I'm not dropping down because my shoulders are hella tight, so I don't need to drop down. Now you can keep going there, or we can go overhead. So again, hollow body hold position, not flaring the rib cage. We're just taking the arms overhead like a touchdown. Touchdown, right? That's it. If you want to keep going with the bully stretch, we call that the bully stretch because, like high school bullies put their arm behind you. Give me your lunch money, kid. You're like, no, here, take it. That's all I have. Right? That's why it's called the bully stretch. But all right, let's go to our last one. All right, let's just kick it in the child's pose for the last minute. Okay, you know what to do. Arms up overhead, butt towards heels. Big breaths in and out. If you'd like, I added a little adaptation to this where we weave one arm underneath the body, then bring your body back down on top of that arm. It kind of stretches through the medial deltoid, like outside of the shoulder, back of the shoulder of the arm that's underneath. Feel free to just hang out in child's pose here too. The child's pose can be so cathartic and just like really unwinding from the entire workout today. Switch arms if you were choosing to take one arm underneath of you. This is a half-hour workout, different, getting into your body, just practice the consistency. It's a great time to practice some gratitude, just saying thank you, body, because one day our bodies won't be able to do this, but today it can. So thank you, body, and thank you for being here.